Christina. This is my assignment 4 for COMP3122. This is my student ID and my name. So I started by the loading test CSV, the assign04 CSV. I just changed the name because it was different on the when we loaded. So file into a pandas data frame, name my data frame, my df. This will allow me to manipulate and analyze the data easily and using pandas. So for the second one, to show the first 3 rows of the data frame, so I used my data frame dot head, this is the method to display the first 3 rows of the data frame. This helps me to get a quick overview of the structure and content of the data. So to delete the model column from the data frame temporarily, so here I used the drop method to temporarily remove the model column. This doesn't modify the original data frame, so it will still include the model column if I check it later. So there is also deleted permanently the model column. So to permanently delete the model column, I reassigned the result of drop back to the data frame. I then check the columns using the columns to confirm that it's no longer there. So as you see, it's not there. It's supposed to be here. For delete the row 1, 3, and 5 permanently using in place. So I use the drop method with the in place true parameter to delete rows within the case 1, 3, and 5 permanently. Then I displayed the first 4 rows to verify the changes. As you see, the first 4 rows, but there is no 1, 3, and 5. So calculate the mean of the range column. So I calculate the mean of the range column using the mean method. This gives me the average values of all entires in this column. So for this, the count how many F we have in the type column, replace it permanently with A, and then I show the first. So to count how many F values exist the type column, I used the value counts. Then I replaced all the things of F with AAA. So I just replaced with F with 3 A's. So this is how I did, and I just print the first 5 rows. So get rid of the dollar. So for get rid of the dollar, I remove the special characters this dollars and the brackets from the cost column using string replace, which str replace, and just use this, and then I print the first 5 to just remove them. So for the converting the cost column to integer and display the result. So I converted the cleaned cost column to integers using the as type method and displayed the updated column. As you see here, for the calculate the average of the cost column, I calculate the overall average of the cost column. Additionally, I group by the data by continent and calculate the average cost for each continent. To calculate the min, max, and STD of the cost column. So I grouped the data by continent and they used the AG, the AGG here, for AGG function to find the minimum, maximum, and the standard deviation of the cost column for each group. Let me see here. For to calculate the min, max, and STD, all of the numerical columns grouped by each continent, filter numeric columns. So I extended the previous analysis to include all numerical columns, calculating their min, max, and the STD for each continent. I just extended basically what I did on here. So 13, they illustrate the mean of the numerical columns. I used the mean method to calculate the mean of numerical columns grouped by continent and plotted the results using a bar chart for the better visualization. And we just have the So for here, I use value counts to count the number of the things for each continent in the continent column. So that's the continent, and I use value counts. Show the percentage of each continent in the continent column. I display the percentage of the representation of each continent in the dataset by normalizing the value to counts. Show the unique values, and then I use like the unique, like to find all unique continents, and non-unique to count how many unique continents are present. So I use value counts on the cost column. I use the value counts on the cost column to find the frequency and of each unique value. This shows how often each value appears in the data set. And plot a histogram for the cost column. I just plot the cost. I already have the cost. I just create the histogram for for here, I increase the number of bins in the histogram to 50 for a more detailed view of distribution. I just add the bins and then it just shows us more detailed. So count missing in the zip code and type columns. So I check for missing values in the zip code and type columns using is null.sum. Additionally, I summarize all missing values in the data frame. Drop the rows with any missing values gonna remain. So I drop all the rows with missing values using the drop NA. So I count the remaining rows to see how much data is left. Use value counts. Type column including non-counts. So for here, I use value counts, drop NA the false. I use here the false one on the type column to count both existing and missing values in the column. For 23, I filled all missing values in the type column with XXX using fill NA use here, and updated the data frame. So I just replace all the missing columns with XX. So for here, drops the missing value permanently after. I drop all the rows with missing values permanently using in place true as we did in the first or second question. So, and I just drop them, and after finally I displayed in the first 5 rows. For show value, ID and column value. For show index, columns and the shape, reset the index and show the same again. So I just print my data frame index, my data frame columns, and my data frame the shapes, and then I reset the index back to its original state using the reset index. Before and after resetting, I check the index, columns, and the shape of the data frame here and here. So it fetched the first row and the third column. So I use the describe method to calculate summary statistic and access the value in the first row and the third column using that ilog. So for the short value continent alphabetically sorted, I use the value counts again here to count each continent and then sorted the results alphabetically using the sort index and just sort it. So for here, show the row 1, 3, 5, 7 first row and type continent columns. So I selected the rows within the case 1, 3, 5, and then 7 using .log. Then I displayed the first 7 rows of the type and continent columns. Finally, I filtered the rows where the type column equals XXX and display the value column for those rows. It's the name value. yeah, this is my assignment. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.